Hello, and welcome to SkaredCast, here on SkaredCast. We're going to do a quick little live hobby. Haha! New t-shirts too. Yeah! Look at that. Cool, eh? We're going to be doing work on Dark Eldar Tantalus. So, I'm working on a Tantalus, and you guys can, well, you know. Hello again. Apparently, the connection is kind of garbage. So, I'm moving so we can get some better connection for everybody today. But I'm working on my Tantalus, my Forgeworld Tantalus. Very excited to have this model in my collection. And I received it yesterday. I cleaned it last night. And there has been a challenge set forth by my patrons, and I have a game scheduled at some point this weekend, and they have challenged me to see whether or not I can get it done by this weekend. So that's the challenge. Can I get it done? Can I not get it done? We shall see. We shall see. Hopefully I can get it done. I'd love to be able to get it done. But we never know. We don't know what the issue will be. Just gonna put some, there we go, some plugs in and stuff. If it's a little laggy, let me know. I'm trying to make this work, so just give me a heads up. Okay. I wonder why the orientation is locked. Doesn't make any sense. I don't want the orientation to be locked. Weird. Okay. Well, leave a comment. Let's see what peeps have to say. Are you excited? Do you like Forgeworld? Do you not like Forgeworld? I like Forgeworld. I think it's a good little addition to any hobbyist stream, is to get some nice fancy Forgeworld for your collection. So I recommend it if you don't have any yet. Get yourself some Forgeworld. This is odd. Okay, this is my Tantalus, by the way. Here it is. Looking pretty. That's right. Love the Tantalus. Such a cool looking model. And, you know, this is a piece that comes off here. This, whoop, see? It's a neat little piece. Kind of bent it in place. And essentially, I'm going to be working on it with my hobby tools. The aim of today is to get it sort of glued together and ready to be primed. So I'm taking all the flash, the molding, all that stuff off. Essentially, I'm going to be working on that. So yeah. Now, cleaning this model was a lot easier than cleaning my Revenant Titan. My Revenant Titan was definitely a harder model to clean. This one seemed to have less agent on it, like sticky agent stuff. So nothing like a good old. Now, something that I will say, I got a blister around my finger there, right here, from taking my pliers, my hobby pliers, and essentially, oh yeah, I've got a tool for this. I could actually use a tool. Always good to use the right tool for the job, eh, chaps? Just don't know where it is. It's around there somewhere. I might find it at some point. It's a little file. If I could find my file, that would be great. So far, I've been doing a lot of work with, you know, different things. And the whole aim of this is to try get this done for my game this weekend. If I can get this, like, at least based and primed, and with a nice, like a first coat of color or something, that would be fantastic. It was really cool to see Martin from the UK down here. Go check out wargamesuk.co.uk if you have any hobby needs. It's one of the largest brick and mortar stores, or the largest brick and mortar store in the UK, and he does a lot of hobby stuff, including Games Workshop stuff. So I recommend him if you need anything. He is a sponsor to the channel, so I guess it would be in my interest to promote him. Now, I do have a question for any of our watchers. Do you have a do you like Forgeworlds? Do you own any Forgeworld models? And what do you think of them in game? Yeah, those would be my main questions. Do you like Forgeworld? Do you own any? And what do you think of them in game? Now, for anybody who doesn't know the Tantalus, it's like a land raider for Dark Eldar, if I were to describe it. It can carry 16 models, has high toughness, a lot of wounds, an invulnerable save, flies around really fast, and all in all, it is a fantastic miniature. So far, like, getting all the different pieces and whatnot has been quite snazzy. It's been good. And it hasn't been bad. So, whew. There we go. Yeah, so nice and clean. This piece here goes on here. This is the Tantalus. This goes literally right here, like this. And essentially, it's like that's where the sail goes. The sail goes up here. And it's like a really cool piece of the Tantalus. Cool. I like that. I'm gonna work on this guy here. Now, there's not much molding or flashing or anything on the main part of this model, which is really exciting, because it is one of the biggest models that I've ever worked with, and there doesn't seem to be much maintenance work required for this model. There's a few things here and there, you know, but it's actually been quite clean, so it's quite nice. Key thing about them is I don't want to rush the project too much, because it is, you know, Forgeworld project. But I find that if you just sit there and stare at your Forgeworld for too long, then nothing ever gets done with it, because it just sits there and, you know, it intimidates you. You definitely don't want to be intimidated by your Forgeworld product. Now, something that I found was really cool when I do the unboxing video of the Tantalus, Forgeworld actually released a series of like instructions with the kit, on how to prepare your Forgeworld models, which I thought was really cool. You know, simply because usually they don't do that. You know, it was nice. I'm just putting it out there. It's quite nice. The thing about working with resin is you end up with so many random pieces. Ow! Just there's like shavings and things everywhere. So much excess resin just because it's so excessive. Hello everyone. Thanks for tuning in. We're working on a Forgeworld Tantalus. Just saying. So we're just kind of cleaning up the back end here of my Tantalus and cleaning these as well. It's kind of cool. Looking forward to it. I did some more work on this guy here. This is one of my raiders. Got some more paint on him. Got some more detail done on the venom as well. So did some work on the canopy. Yeah, it's gonna look good. So my Tantalus is gonna look very similar to that. So I'm excited about that as well. And then we've got the big fins. These fins here. They go on like that, which is pretty darn cool. Right, so it's a bit of a gap there. But you always want to kind of dry fit things. If there's any way that you can make them fit a little snugger. Alright, it's like that, and then this guy here goes on this side. And that is a Tantalus, ladies and gentlemen. Giant Tantalus. How big that is. Wow! Pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie, I'm excited. And yeah, so let's put that aside. It's ready to go. I'm gonna start working on this piece here. I want to make sure that we're all kosher when it comes to all the pieces. I like checking every nook, every cranny, making sure it's ready. Make sure there's no flashing, stuff like that. It's like a labor of love, this. Getting a Tantalus ready. Whew. I'm very excited to use it in game, though. Been doing a lot of cool like list concept ideas with the Tantalus in mind. So I'm very excited to have it as part of my list. And maybe I should have like some music on or something, you know, to like make it a little less, unless you love the sound of my voice, in which case give me a thumbs up if you want to hear more of my voice. You know, just saying. Or I can hum a lot. So humming also works. I'm gonna have to glue this, then I'm gonna have to put some green stuff on it. It's a bit of a pain in the neck, but what can you do, eh? You got all this stuff that we're working on, eh? Working on a lot of stuff. Whole lot of spending money. Oh, look at that money. Turn it right. Oh yeah. Tantalus in the house. Gonna get some shit done. Tantalus in the house, yo. Gonna get some stuff done. Gonna get some stuff done. Da-da-na-na. Gonna get some stuff done. Tantalus in the house. Thank you for watching SkaredCast. Yeah, yeah. You guys are awesome. You guys and girls are amazing. I don't know if I can see the chat from here, to be honest. I wish I could, if you guys were all setting like some cool chat stuff, you know? I'm just saying. I wish I could see all the chat things. Bubbles! Yeah! Dance party! Woo! Dreamy. You can actually have like filters on it, eh? That's hilarious. Well, this isn't Snapchat. This is YouTube Live. You know, I normally do a live show. Aha! Hello, DRB Wildlife. You're asking, what is the Tantalus like in 8th edition? Well, I shall answer your question. Well, I haven't used it yet, as you can see. I'm still building it. But, to be honest, I think it's going to be a lot better than it was in previous editions. For one, it's tougher. Like, really tough. And you can make it a homunculus vehicle, which will make it even tougher. Being able to get a toughness increase around the homunculus, which is crazy cool. Meaning that autocannons would have to wound it on 5s, which is neat, because a lot of armies have, you know, autocannons and assault cannons, which are all strength 6 and strength 7. So it'd be really cool to be able to have control over that, and really negate the amount of damage that some of these enemy armies can do. It's super mobile, so it moves crazy fast. It has assault guns on it, so when it advances it can still shoot as well. And when it advances it moves twice the speed because of its enhanced ether sails, which are awesome. I just hope that that's a feature that goes into the Dark Eldar Codex. When the Dark Eldar Codex gets released, is the enhanced ether sails. Yeah, because I feel like that would really be beneficial, considering the Dark Eldar should be able to bounce around and stuff, and just be everywhere on the table at one go. Something else I like is it minimizes the amount of drops that you have in game. So as a Dark Eldar player, you can really kind of mitigate, you know, how many drops you have. Ta-da! That one's ready to rock and roll. And by minimizing the amount of drops that you have, you'll be able to have better control over, you know, who goes first, or a better chance of going first, which will be kind of cool. Yeah, just saying. Devour the Cabbage asks, how are the Forgeworld models to work with in comparison with GW Plastics? Well, Forgeworld models are definitely a level up in terms of like skill level. You need to kind of know what you're doing a lot more. But they did release some really cool instructions with it. So if you didn't have any idea, it seems like they're putting effort into making sure that you kind of know what you're supposed to do with the model once you have it, even if you have no previous experience working with some Forgeworld models. You'll see it in the unboxing video, but they have like this little pamphlet that's basically like what to do with your Forgeworld model. It says clean it and, you know, do this and do that. So it's pretty cool. Hopefully that helps. It does require a lot more pre-work, so you have to clean the resin, you have to like prepare the model for assembly by cleaning every piece. It will require normally some green stuff work if there's like gaps between the models, between some of the casted pieces. So it doesn't go together as seamingly as some of the like newer plastic models. You know, but it is definitely more of a masterclass, like hobbyist range. You know, because it's just like an elite thing. It's pretty cool. And of course, I highly recommend you buy from Forgeworld and not random crappy like recasts from like China or something. You know, it's oops. Sorry, I went to, had a phone call interrupt there. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to using the Tantalus with my Dark Eldar. I feel that it's going to really enhance the Dark Eldar army very nicely. The breathing duck Forgeworld details are really impressive from what I found with mine. Yes, the details on any Forgeworld model definitely a lot more impressive and a lot crisper than the details on a plastic model. Definitely. I would have to agree with you, fire breathing duck. So the patrons have challenged me. They said if I finish this, or one of the patrons challenged me, if I finish this by the game on Saturday. Shoot, I missed that last comment. Sorry, it kind of like faded in and out. My apologies. Yeah, these models are really cool. I'm really stoked to play with them as well, so. It's always good to just go through every little piece, every nook, every cranny. Sometimes you'll find little like air bubbles and stuff, so you just have to make note of that so you can go back and fill it with like liquid green stuff or green stuff. Apparently there's a gap, a larger gap in this model on one of the like where these two pieces meet the main body of the model. So I'm gonna have to get creative with some green stuff there. But other than that, essentially, it's been a lot of fun, like just working with this. So. Can't find my my file. Oh, this would be a lot easier with my little GW file, courtesy of Peter Smith, one of my patrons and colleagues and good friends. But I can't find it for some reason. Okay, that's all set. So this, yeah, it's like a cool looking ninja star thingy. And then, so right now, what we've got so far, we've got this guy here. We've got this, and this here. Aha. So we got a couple of key things there. Cool. And then we got the back end, where we have this guy here. Boop. And this guy here. Boop. Look at that. Boom. Tantalus. Oh yeah. Oh, the gap isn't as bad now that I've kind of cleaned up the model a bit. That's perfect. Okay. I love it, I love it. Alright, on to the next pieces. So, what else can we do here? Let's work on... this one. Has two of these little pieces. They're probably some of the ones that need the most work out of all of them. I like the little top one. This is one of my favorite parts of the model. That where the Archon usually sits and runs the ship. From atop his like command howdah. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah. This is rather exciting. So I'm only going to leave the stream up live for probably about 5 more minutes, and then I'll continue this without having to do the narration. But if you have any questions, please leave them down below. I'll try to get to them. If you haven't called this live, send me an email or a PM or something, or find me on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Patreon if you want to help the channel out, so I can do cool stuff like this every day. The more people want to watch, the more I will do. It's important to kind of go through and use just the tip of your hobby knife. Just the tip of the hobby knife will work. It'll work. So, done and done. Don't be afraid to kind of cut a little deeper than you would normally to get some cleaner lines. Yeah, resin is definitely a little brittle, so you just have to be careful that you don't like snap the whole thing. And just be careful with your fingers, don't cut yourself either. I love it. And then I'm going to glue it, and then I'm going to prime it, and it's going to be amazing. It's going to look so good. I'm going to build an army list that's based around it to fight my friend in a narrative game where my Archon's going to come down in this pimpmobile and just kick the shit out of everything. It's going to be great fun. And he's working on a Marauder bomber, so that's even going to be more fun. A Marauder bomber. Can you imagine? A Marauder bomber. Done and done. Cool. So that's another piece. So this piece goes together with this piece. Left the game in 6th and sold. Now I'm getting back into 8th. Collecting with moderation. Good. The reason I've been able to last so long is I'm essentially, that's the top cupola, is I've literally picked 1 or 2 armies, and I've essentially focused on 1 or 2 armies for my entire career instead of trying to collect everything that's new and shiny. So even though I do own a lot more armies than just Dark Eldar over time, it's one of the reasons why you see me focus mainly on the Dark Kin, is simply because of the fact that, you know, I want to make sure my energy is well spent. Essentially, that would be the key for me, to make sure that when I'm spending my time, I can spend it effectively on things that matter to me, and like that provide better content for everybody out there as well. Instead of trying to do everything really shitty, I decided to just focus on one thing, which in turn has meant that I don't use as much money, and I can just do what I enjoy doing instead of caving to the pressure of trying to be the be-all end-all of the next best hoopla. I don't pretend to know more than I do, and I just stick to my guns. And if you need any Dark Eldar stuff, you know the channel to come to. SkaredCast. Dun dun dun. Or something along those lines. SkaredCast. Now I am trying to figure out how I'm going to transport this Tantalus though. It's a giant model. I wonder if Battle Foam makes a good tray for a Tantalus, like a custom size tray for just that one model, or for, you know, a customizable, so I don't have to like pull it apart or take this. Got any plans to get a battle report, new Death Guard or Primaris? Always been a Dark Eldar player, so the Grim Keeper, I do have a battle report filmed against the new Primaris Marines. So stay tuned, it will be released probably on Monday. So yeah, stay tuned. Thanks for asking though. As for the new Death Guard, I have had a few games with them. I haven't actually... Oh, well, I filmed a battle report against the new Death Guard. None of the new like models, but there was a Death Guard army. You know, when the new Codex comes out, I do have a few friends that own Death Guard armies. So I'll try and set up some battle reports with them as well, if that works for you. I hope it does. The new Death Guard are pretty cool though, and I'm really liking Mortarion, to be honest, more than anything. That, like, oof, another Primarch. Abate a fallen Primarch, but still another Primarch. Who knew that, like, when I started playing the game 20 years ago or whatever, you know, I would have never imagined that we would have Primarchs and all the kits that we had, like back in the day. The old school tiny rhinos were still around. They re-released the rhino. That was like the end of the world to some people. But now the new rhino is just like an icon of the game. And now you've got Primaris Marines and repulsor tanks, and yeah, change is inevitable. It's nice to see it moving, like taking its course and moving the way it's supposed to move. Forward and upward. Aha. Cool. So I got these two here. So they go like this. Of course, this holds the rudder right here. So the big rudder goes in here. And then one of these brass etch things goes in there. So that's essentially the secondary command deck, or the command deck on top of the command deck, which is pretty cool. Quite excited about this guy, to be honest. You know, cool model. Cool model, decent rules. Gonna get to kill some stuff with it. Aha! Now we got this at the size of this. It's a giant, really flimsy. I had to straighten it up as well in warm water because it was a little bent. But it's definitely in good shape right now. So that's perfect. Very excited. Cleaning it up though. I want to be very careful it doesn't break. And there's a lot of surface areas to work on here. So just take your time. Do one circle at a time essentially. And just take it easy. Oh, sorry, I didn't catch that comment. They kind of show up and then they fade out really quick. So I'm sorry, whoever just typed something. I missed it. I don't know if there's a way to go and back and check it until I like see the video. Okay, so I've gone 5 minutes over schedule. That's okay. I don't mind. You guys are awesome. Thanks for tuning in. You make my day a happier place. You make my day a happier place. Thank you. One of the reasons I don't sing is I have horrible singing capabilities. So a lot of people say I should just stick to my day job, which I do. Well, it'd be cool if this was my day job, you know. Don't know kind of what color I want to do this big, really cool looking enhanced sail in. Thinking of well, like most of my sails are either brown or white, but the red I think would work really well with this. Like a big red sail. Kind of go, or big purple sail to go with like the theme of my army. Sorry the connection is so laggy, guys. I do apologize. Don't know why it's being so silly. My apologies for the connection. If you want to help out, buy yourself a t-shirt. It says SkaredCast, and on the back it says